All right, welcome back to episode 2 of our Christmas holiday themed episode of Cyberpunk Rewired. As always, a little view into the world of cyberpunk. We're going to continue with drugs. In 1992, the U.S. Drug Enforcement Agency released several bioengineered floral plagues across the world. These plagues were custom tailored to target cocoa and opium plants or coca and opium plants and were incredibly effective, destroying approximately 98% of the world's crop. Several governments propped up by the drug economy collapsed virtually overnight. A second set of bioweapons was released in 2004, wiping out plantations run by the Golden Triangle in China, which had been growing strains of opium and coca resistant to the previous plagues. Since then, the Golden Triangle has specialized in creating synthetic versions of old drugs in addition to new variants. So long as the Golden Triangle focuses their efforts on exporting product to America and Europe, Chinese authorities are content to turn a blind eye to their activities. Where we left off in episode 1 was our characters agreeing on a fairly big payday from the corporation WorldSat, who put out a 500,000 eddy gig on our cyber psycho. Not much information has been given beyond that. We start episode 2 with a group call from Envy. On this group call, she tells you that there is a survivor that will be meeting the group at one of the local pop-up bars. There, they will get all information that she has, and that is when the mission will start. She'll be there in 15 minutes. Please be there and be a little lenient with her. She has went through a lot. The agent hangs up, and we're going to continue with Creed. Now that you've gotten your information to head to one of the local pop-up bars, is there anything that you're going to do within this small 15-minute window that you have?
No, I'm just gonna put my hands in my pocket or put my phone back in my pocket and head there.
Okay. Ivy, go ahead and give me a D6 roll, please. You have made a total of 500 eddies altogether, doing your Christmas song for everybody out there. Is there anything that you would like to do before heading to this pop-up bar?
I want to go grab myself another candy apple so I can sit and eat it and the place.
Okay.
So that's what I'm going to do.
Max, you just hung up with Envy.
I want to head straight toward the pop-up bar.
Gotcha. And Nixie.
I'm gonna go ahead and go to the bar and order a couple shots of tequila.
Um, All right, so we're pretty much all gonna get there at the same time. Creed, you walk into this pop-up bar, um, and you see that Envy is actually there as well with this young lady who is the survivor of the early morning attack at the party. No real visual cyberware. Nothing really stands out about this person other than the cuts and abrasions that are all over her face and body. Almost looks like she was thrown through um, a window and pretty much dragged across the glass. Um, Envy's just kind of sitting there talking with her and looks over at the door and kind of waves you over.
I would like to approach them. What's going on, Envy?
It's Christmas time in Night City. So this is Jade. She was one of the people at the party when this guy attacked. I've gotten loads of information, um, but I figured that having someone that was there would might assist you guys. There's no telling if hearing it from her might help you guys versus just having a list of information from me. So I brought her along.
I would like to look at Jade, and I would like to say, those are a lot of scars, and yet they still couldn't hide your beauty.
You can see her face become flushed with the comment, and she thanks you and just kind of
So
puts her
tell
head
me,
down.
so tell me, how did you get those scars?
We were at the we're at the party, the World Sat party for Christmas, and in walked this guy that looked like Santa, um, and it was almost we thought it was a joke because of the party and it being Christmas time, and it looked like he scanned the room and started going after certain people, um, and then it just became bloodshed. Um, then it was almost like everybody was a target.
Yes. This isn't my strong point. I think we'll have someone who can help you out more with the details once he get here.
Um, okay. Ivy, you're the
Uh,
second to arrive. When you walk in to this bar, you see Creed, you see Envy, and also a young girl that looks like she's been put through the ringer.
Hey, Henry.
She looks up and kind of gives you a wave. So, this is Jade. She was one of the patrons of the WorldSat party where everything went down this morning. Um, I brought her just to kind of give that firsthand account in case there's anything I missed in my logs. Um, and then I'll kind of give all the information that I've gathered that can kind of help y'all. And then go from there. So I guess everybody else is on their way.
I guess so. I turn to this Jade person and I say, "Are you right, darling? You look a little bit shook up. Can I get you a drink?"
Um, whatever you're having's fine.
So yeah, I go and get like 2 cheap alcoholic beverages, but strong ones, and I hand them both to her. And I pull out my med kit and I start kind of like cleaning her up a bit while we wait on the others.
Max, you are the next to arrive. And upon walking in, you see Creed sitting at a booth with Envy, who is standing above this unknown woman. And then you also see Ivy sitting next to her, doctoring a few wounds.
I want to approach them.
Envy kind of gives you the normal nod of this is it.
So who's this?
This is Jade. She's the one of the survivors. Really the only one that would go against um, NCPD's orders of not talking to anyone. Um, so
Mm.
kind of first-hand account.
We're talking the survivor from the cyber psycho
Yeah,
that's running around, right?
yeah. This
Hmm.
this is one of them. So
Can I examine Jade to how I want to see how extensive her wounds are and what kind of wounds she has.
bruises and abrasions, cuts and nicks. Nothing as far as broken bones. No, it's more like being drug. Imagine being drugged through the glass of um, after being thrown out a window.
Gotcha.
Like they're all over the place, but it's it's a lot. It's not that in the sense of she's going to die from any of these, but there are bruises, there's cuts, there's road rash from being drugged, on concrete, things like that.
I want to pull out a cigarette and strike it up and smoke and ask her. So tell me what happened.
Nixie, you arrive next and you see that everyone is there. Upon walking in, you see this woman about to tell a story of her encounter with Santa Claus. So we got there and everything was fine. We were a few hours into the party, and all of a sudden, in walks this guy that looked like a, a kind of a Borg version of Santa. Com-
Org version.
yeah, like completely cybered out. I
Hmm.
haven't. You know how our the complete opposite of the Santa from downtown. You know, he has none, and this one has. It looks like all of them. Um, he scans the room. Some of, I guess, my bosses. Um, he just kind of beeline toward, and then the massacre started. Um, most
So
of
he just
us
started killing people in sight. It wasn't.
almost almost as whenever you go shopping and you have a list and you're looking for there's different brands of the same thing, but you're looking for that specific brand. That's almost how
Right.
it's almost as if he was shopping for specific items.
So you're telling me this Santa that's running amok has a naughty list that he's knocking chums off.
Um, when you say it out loud, it kind of sounds ridiculous.
I mean, judging from the scrapes and the cuts and the bruises, that I mean, you got to be telling the truth because you wouldn't be doing it to yourself. And I know Miss Sinclair wouldn't bring me here for reason. So
But after the everybody he killed people, then it was like nobody specifically mattered. It was whomever was around, and a lot of us just sat there because it was kind of mind blowing. Um,
mm.
to think on Christmas Eve there's a Santa going around with a list.
So what happened at the end? Do you know where he is now?
Whenever I was being drugged back inside by him, that's whenever the cops showed up the first time and they started shooting. He dropped me and then went after them. And then he ran off. So I don't know what happened after that.
Mm. Okay. Seems like we
So,
got to kind of investigate the area.
what? Who would you say that he was targeting? Was it like all brunettes, all
Um,
blondes, all redheads, all females, all males?
it was a mixture. So I guess working his way from the higher tier employees um, down to us, and then things like that.
Hmm.
And I'm just an intern, so I don't even know what I've done.
I'll tell you what. What kind of chrome did he have?
Um, I think the better question would be what didn't he have? Because he had stuff on his arms, on his face. It was everywhere.
Mm.
You see
Maybe we should
envy.
investigate the scene.
You see envy kind of rubber shoulder a little bit and says, you know, I'm gonna sit and talk with them. Why don't you go and hang out at the bar and have a few drinks and don't worry about paying for them. I got it. So see her
Miss
get up.
Sinclair, as long as we've known each other, you never offered me a drink.
That's because you're usually drunk whenever you show up. She leans
Yeah.
in real close to you and gives a sniff, and there's a hint of citrus, sugar. That's so old fashions are your drink of choice today.
Only if you're offering.
I think you've already had them. You know, eventually somebody's somebody's gonna catch on, and you know they're they're not gonna they're not gonna want you to work while you're. I get you can work. That's the only reason I keep giving you guys, you know, gigs, but it won't fly with a lot of people. You know that, right?
Yeah, but you're not other people, huh?
Yeah, but eventually there's not going to be a me, you know. Death is inevitable. So I guess you got to get in where you fit in, right?
Yeah, I guess so. Now, should we I'm guessing head to the scene of the crime? Maybe there's a couple of people that I can call because she did say that the police were the last people to see.
So listen, all right. Uh, all of you are here. Let me give you the rundown of everything that I got, because those that you want to call, uh, they may not be able to talk. Um,
Mm.
so what I have, um, the guy that's in question here, it's Victor Kringle. Um, he's the normal Santa that we have for Night City. Um, After doing a little bit of digging and finding some recordings, it seems sometime last month, um, he was picked up. Um, they're using some type of, whoever picked him up is using some type of cloaking technology, because they weren't picked up on the film. Um, the video shows him being tased, thrown into a van, no plates, of course. I checked with the precinct; they've ran that make and model and color, and there are way too many to even come up with. Um, some of them are to companies, some of them are to just regular everyday citizens, so there's no way to specifically track because of everything they got going on. Um, he was known for not being modded because of the whole scaring children, and he wanted to keep the same premise of Christmas and Santa not being scary, so he foregoed any exterior modifications. Um, on one of the bodies that was found, it seems like he took a group of key cards. Um, on the other bodies, those same key cards were left on their bodies. So his initial kill got him access to, I guess, any part of WorldSat that he really needed to go. Um, Now, although where the party was not a WorldSat building and it was just a rental space, someone had to know that that's where they hold their parties. Granted, it's the same place every year. To keep a vendetta and go after someone on Christmas, it takes a lot. And that's where I believe this is coming from. So we've got that. Um, with this key card, there's three different ones. There's the key card that would access that building where they rented out the space. There's the abandoned WorldSat research facility, and it's only abandoned because of the rebuild process is still going on because of the Saka bombing. And then there's the the temporary building that's been set aside for hiring any WorldSat employees. My mind, there's something at that WorldSat building, the abandoned facility, because it wouldn't make any sense to go to a hiring platform. Um, as for your fellow officers, there was a Officer Jones who had his lower jaw ripped off. So he's not going to be able to talk. Um, a few busted orbital bones, so we've got a lot of bruising. No casualties on the NCPD side, so that's good. But he did what he had to do to get out. Um, when we checked their cams, as far as cybernetics goes, um, whoever did this, they packed him on. Um, we seen quite a few. Um, it looked like he had vision enhancement. Uh, his head looked like it had stitches, so we can assume cranial and neural, if not both. Um, his arms, legs, torso. Um, it even looked like he had subdermal armor. His voice sounded like his original voice, but also had a robotic tendency to it. So we can assume that he's even got audio. So he's packed tight. So he went from one day having nothing to the next being completely packed with cyberware. I don't I don't think anyone would do this to him specifically because it's him. I think they did it because of how liked he is around the city at this time. Most people would turn a blind eye. But that's just my assumptions.
So, where do you think the first place we should go? Maybe the abandoned house. Think.
That's honestly where a majority, if not all, of my money's on. Um, I really don't see him going there first. Could be last. Um, because as she stated, he went from her bosses to her bosses to people that she worked with, then to the people that were new hires, you know. So it seems like there's a pecking order. Um, Now, with that being said, with a hiring booth, that'd be the last place. Plus, I don't think you're going to find any employees there tonight. So, at the research facility, everything's there. So, it's used for not only storage, but whenever WorldSat has something that they need taken care of, they log in, they open up the doors, send whoever in, and then go from there. So, it's got to be there, in my opinion.
And do you
Okay.
know what the last thing that they were researching was? Like, what would interest this guy in going there?
So, with that's the hard thing about WorldSat. So, specifically, what WorldSat does, they're a communications network, okay, but they monopolize large scale satellite communications. Now, based out of France, it's one of the largest corps from Europe. Um, but none of it makes sense of why Kringle himself would need or want anything to do with them. That's what's really on my mind is this guy had zero enemies. No one ever really wronged him. He's the one that treated the janitor and the CEO the same. There was no, if you're homeless, I'll give you a few dollars. It was, you need a place to sleep, you need food, let's fill your stomach, get you a, place to stay. So it really is mind blowing when all this is coming along, because none of it makes sense.
Okay, well, I guess all we can do is just really just head there.
I mean, like I said, if we were at a casino, I mean, most if not all chips would go on that.
Well, I wish good luck on you taking care of and I guess I'm just gonna head to that direction, head to that event. So, who's all coming along?
Um, so it would be, and you're not my only account, so there are other people that's doing their own investigation. Um, they pick kind of some different avenues, but a lot of people, with it being so close to Christmas and no one really wants to do anything today. So it's very few and far between on anyone really coming with you. Um, so it's just, I guess, you four. Yeah.
Okay, all right. Well, let's head out there. Who's driving?
Hold on. Hold on a sec. Do we have a car to get in?
I mean, I I've got my car that you guys can use.
No, card.
What kind
I
Oh,
of
said
car do
like
you
we need
have?
I
cards
thought you
to get
said
into the
car.
lab.
Yeah,
No,
me
I'm
too.
sorry.
So,
Mm.
yes, she pulls out a baggie that has bloodstained cards on it. Um, Try to keep them in the bag because I did have to take these from your fellow police, but you know,
Wait, you stole that from the police?
okay. Don't start with me whenever you drink on the job. I steal for mine, you drink for yours.
Just keep that in mind when the drops run dry. I'm just
Look, I don't. You know what? We'll have this conversation after this job because I don't think you and your crew understand how hard it is to accept jobs, to have people want to send out a job to me, knowing that it will go to your group. But that's a different story, different conversation.
I'm still waiting on that old fashioned that you owe me.
Finish
Oh,
this
Sam,
job and
these
we'll
are
drink.
awesome. I
I
give Max the cards. Here.
I would like to, when she said that, raise an eyebrow towards her. But before I leave, or before we move on, I would like to give Jade my jacket.
So you walk over to the bar where she's at and drape it over her shoulders.
Yes.
She kind of grips at the collar and pulls it. Even though that it's not snowing, it is exceptionally cold with all the rain. Um, there are bits of rain that are freezing over on the outside of the glass. And she leans over and says thank you and kind of moves her shoulders a little bit to make sure that it drapes over her.
I would like to, I would like to tell her that this is my way of saying that, or more so, better yet, I'll get that back once we solve this case.
Okay. Um, good luck.
Well, I mean, Loke, do you want to offer her the head of the Santa that we're about to?
That's not something a woman should desire.
All right, whose car are we driving in?
I thought Envy offered us a car.
Envy, you got a car?
Yeah, yeah. Um, don't don't wreck it. Um,
Hell, I'm not driving it, so that's not on me.
Oh gosh.
she tosses the keys toward the group.
I'm gonna catch it.
Let's roll athletics. Your DV is 10.
Okay, let me find out where that is. Is that bot? Yeah, I see it. Okay, yeah.
And you snatch them right out of there. No, Creed, seriously, don't wreck my car.
I just look at her because I'm a little agitated by her saying that our group is the bad group or they don't trust us. So I don't say anything to her. Just kind of turn around, and I'll say, "No, I actually won't say anything. I'll just take the car. I will take the keys and walk towards the car."
She
I
shakes her
want to
head.
head. I want to head. I'm gonna follow. Creed. Miss Sinclair, we won't wreck the car, or at least I won't. I want to chuckle and start walking out of the.
1 second. All right, so Creed went directly out the door. You followed suit. Ivy, is there anything in the bar that you want to do before you head out?
No, I just walk out.
All right.
I leave my candy apple on the table for Jade though, because I'm nice like that. Cheap booze and candy apple.
And then Nixie, is there anything in the bar that you want to accomplish?
No, I'm good.
All right. As you guys are exiting this little pop-up establishment after meeting Envy for Your gig info. You run directly into McFly, who has, I guess, came to the party late. Um, Creed, you're the first to run into him.
He's probably not there.
Oh no, my bad, my bad. First one to run into McFly.
Yes, you basically all of you coming out of the bar run directly into McFly as he is walking up to the establishment.
Oh, hey kid, we got a job, and I'll just keep walking towards the kid. I mean, towards the car.
Okay. I say, been watching him.
Oh, God. Hey, kid, what's going on?
Not much, overslept, we'll say.
So, there's this Santa. It's gonna be crazy. Apparently, he's been infused with so much chrome that he's gone to the psycho side. So, we gotta hunt him down and kill him for, what is it, 500,000 Eddie?
Seems legit.
Yeah,
Okay, I guess I'm
yeah.
rolling with you. Where? So is it? I'm guessing we're riding with him. What's the plan?
We're riding in Sinclair's car. So, I mean, I don't know if she's got a truck, a vehicle. I don't know what kind of vehicle she has. We're riding in Sinclair's. Honestly, he's got the keys. Uh, Loke has the keys. I don't know if I really trust his driving. She doesn't want to wreck her car. Whatever. You can drive. Drive. I don't. As long as we been
Uh,
drinking old fashions all day. So,
so
just
everybody's
saying.
been drinking.
No,
So,
not everybody. Just me.
well, I mean that's kind of the usual, right?
Oh yeah. I'll tell you what, kid. Do you have your iron on you?
Yeah. So my bad.
Okay. What about that what is it, tape deck thing?
That's always this right here.
Got you,
So
got you, got you. All right. Just follow me. And I want to follow Creed to
I look around and shrug, and then I just turn and follow him.
So everyone is in tow into the vehicle. The abandoned world sat facility isn't isn't too far. It's a couple of blocks away, kind of on the outskirts of Night City, where you see the imposing silhouette of the abandoned world sat facility. Almost relic like as the downtown center illuminates, it casts that otherworldly glow on everything around. You see that the ice is starting to pick up, the rain is freezing, turning into sleet. You see that the area seems to carry whispers of this forgotten area because of the bombing that still hasn't been repaired yet. On parking and getting out, the entrance itself has a layer of ice, a faded WorldSat logo underneath it marks the threshold of entrance on the facility. What are we doing?
I would like to inspect the facility.
So since we are on the exterior, you do notice that it is covered in frozen ice or frozen rain from how the temperatures have already dropped in Night City. Um, if anyone has entered the building, it was quite some time ago.
I would like to turn and look to Creed and inspect his character.
And what are you inspecting as far as Creed goes?
Specifically his clothing.
Creed,
Yeah.
what are we wearing?
Well, at this point, I'm bare chested.
Bare chested. Um, so, you know, with it being quite cold outside and the temperatures dropping quickly, let's let's roll a resist drugs and torture because it is pretty bad outside. Your DV is going to be 10 for this first round. Um,
Oh, but
it's
I'm
yeah.
built like this,
Hey,
man.
it's cold, but you know, thanks to the training that you went through at a younger age with Black Hand, you know, all the tortures that he put you through seems minuscule to this level as of right now.
I
So
wanna
Max, as you looking over to Creed, you see he's he's perfectly fine. No shivers, no anything.
I wanna say, hey, Loke, I think you left your headlights on.
I would just like to respond like, actually, I won't even respond.
What's your
I just won't
character?
respond.
I want to open the door and start to walk out, head toward the building.
Um, you're opening the door of the WorldSat building.
No, of the vehicle.
Gotcha.
I don't know if we're still in the vehicle or not, but
So you get up to the entryway, and as stated, it does not seem like it has opened since everything started freezing. Um,
gotcha.
I'm going to assume all the other characters are in tow with Max. So we are out of the car.
Yep.
Oh. As we get out of the car, can I activate my audio suite?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Um, what kind of comes through? You can hear miscellaneous voices. Nothing really is picking up that's clear, but there are a few people that are in the World Sat building. Um, could be enemies, could be scavengers, could be homeless just seeking a place. Um, really, nothing sticks out, but you do know that there's people in there.
I convey that to the group and say, look, there is people in here. It looks like it's not been opened. Maybe there's a back door, side entrance. There's definitely people in here.
It's a good idea.
Can I scan for an access point?
Are we looking for access points as in physical
Just in
doorways,
case.
or are we looking
Yeah,
for access points as in net running?
for net running, like to see if there's any like electronics that are in the area.
Let's do a d6 roll, 1 through 3. There is none. 4, 5, 6. You can have them. There are several access points. With it being world sat, there's plenty of technology in this building. almost
And I
anything that you can think of.
let me connect and I want to look like through security cameras.
With the security cameras, whenever you start looking through them and going through the different monitors, the building's huge in itself. Um, there's a lot of outdated technology, dust on a few of them. There are a few scavengers that are breaking apart a couple of items, seem to have set up camp, and they're basically have a scrap area that they work, a sleep area, a place to stay warm. Um, as you go through a couple of different other cameras, you do see that there are some homeless that have made their encampment there, but it seems that they are not destroying any property. The one camera that says sat room is static.
Mm. Is that the one that says stat room?
Sat room.
Okay. I am going to uh give that information to the group. Um I don't think there's too much else. Okay. Can I see if there nah actually I'll wait till we get up there. All right. That's all I'm doing right now.
All right. So now with the information that there are scavengers, there are some homeless, and there is one camera that is marked sat room as being staticky. How are we proceeding?
I think we should head to the room that says stat. Because if you remember, Ivy just told us not too long ago that this guy didn't show up.
I do think
So
that
could
we
he be
should head
messing with the
toward the.
cameras?
I think that we should like head toward the back or through a window or something like that, just so the front. I think I'm pretty sure the front door is probably heavily guarded by several people.
Mhm.
But we should head toward the was it the sat room? So
So we're gonna
And
look the
I'd
outside.
like to
maybe
say, I would like to say that's a good idea. You guys do that. I'm going through the front.
So
okay.
Max would have the key cards for the building, I believe. Um,
yeah.
so are you gonna give him the key cards, Max, or are you going to go along with the plan of y'all's?
So you say key cards,
Correct.
multiple key cards.
For different facilities, all different colors. So it could be that you have a key to the entrance, you have a key to access other areas of the building.
I want to pull. I want to pull the key card to the main entrance out of my jacket
No, no,
and
no.
give it.
Remember, Ivy says don't touch them, use the plastic bag.
The plastic
In
bag.
case he,
I
if he
want to
tries to open
give.
it.
I want to give the plastic bag to Lope, but I want to tell the kid to follow me so that we can bust in through the back. I think that we should do it too. Somebody up front, somebody behind. When he catches trouble, when he catches heat, we can snake him from behind. How does that sound?
It sounds like a terrible idea, but that's kind of what we do is terrible ideas. So I'm
Hey,
for
I
it.
mean, we are the misfit. What's the name of this gang again?
Oh yeah, I forgot. What are we? We're
Renegade Rainbows or something.
The Renegade Rainbows.
we are the Outlaws, and those two are the Growth Sisters.
I can't remember what the name of this
That's one with a new name.
this
We're
group of
we're
misfits,
we're
but
Team 3 Star.
that's what we are.
Yeah,
Either
Oh,
way,
I actually know exactly what I'm gonna call this up, but I'll tell y'all once I give y'all gifts.
we're
either
the
way, either
we're the
way,
mis-
either way.
we them boys.
Let's. I want to hand Logan a bag full of the key cards, and I want to try to convince uh the kid to come with.
Nah, there's no convincing. I'm moving with you.
Okay, so I want to inspect the perimeter of the building.
As you see, it is a fairly large steel structure.
Mhm.
You can see that there are multiple doors. Whether or not you have a key card that will get you in after giving him the bag, you see no entry point from where a door's been busted, a glass has been broken, at least from this point.
So no entry point
On this side,
from.
other
Got
than
you.
the
So
front
there.
doors,
Okay, so the only way to get in is the.
unless you go around the whole building.
Hmm.
But you would
You know
have to
what? Let's
actually
just.
examine all sides of the building.
Yeah. Let's go through the front of the building.
So everybody's going in through the front door.
What do you say,
Freed,
kid?
I guess that's what we're doing then.
Okay.
I just
Freed, with you being the lead and you having the key cards. Upon swiping it in front of the panel, the door struggles momentarily before ripping open. The small ice shards flying from the door opening with a thud that echoes throughout this empty building.
this all seems like a terrible idea.
And that's where we'll end episode 2. So, happy holidays. Come back for our finale next week. Later, everybody.